Father's Day right around the corner. I want to talk to one of the great dads out there and a four-time NBA champion, John Spider Salley, with me today. Spider, I got to be honest, I got beef with you. I was a young man. I was riding to Chicago Stadium with my dad in the car. We were listening to pregame interviews, and there you were talking about how, you know what, the Detroit Pistons would never lose to the Bulls because we're a team, and the Bulls are all about one man. And I got to be honest, I really wanted to hurt you, John Salley. You impacted my childhood.
I appreciate that, and you found out that I was right. And then when they realized that they needed to be more than just a one-man show, they put a team around them. And 6 championships later, you're smiling.
I am, and it hurt at the time, but it was true. 4-1 hurt, 4-2 hurt, 4-3. That was rough. That was maybe the roughest. You played, you of course played with Michael in '96, and you won a title there, and you won a title with Shaq and Kobe, and you won 2 with the Bad Boys. I'm sure you get this question a bunch, but I'm curious. Which do you think was the best team?
The best team was the Bulls, 1996 Bulls. I'm going to say the best team, the way they put it together, the way we went about it. We won 72 games, so we played as a team. Guys came to work every day. We lost 10 games because just being knuckleheads. We didn't even have to lose 10 games. I remember one of the games we lost in Toronto. We should have never even, they shouldn't even have been in the game, but we lost to a first-year team, and that's because we took it for granted. But that game literally taught us a lot. So when we went into the playoffs, we only lost, I think, 2 games after that, or 3 games. We lost in New York also. So we knew about winning games and not letting your guard down. So that was a good thing.
How do you think that 95-96 Bulls team would do against the current Golden State Warriors?
With Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman, I think we would have won, and a Steve Kerr, I think we would have won every game. And twice on Sundays.
Are they within 10, or is that just a complete blowout?
No, you can't. Draymond Green is no joke. He sets a tempo. They got another guy named Matt Barnes on it. So everybody doesn't realize. I'm going to mention these 2 guys that probably don't get a lot of the light. But when you got guys who are the muscle and the screws, it makes the guys who talk the most mess know that they got somebody backing them up. And I would do anything with Matt Barnes on my squad and Draymond Green. I would go for it. But on top of that, you got KD who came in and dealt with the media, dealt with learning new players, and literally look what he's doing. 5 games over 30. This guy is balling. He wants his ring. He wants his ring very, very bad. And the fact that everybody said, hey, we're going to bring somebody in, it's not an invasion, it's literally going to make the team better.
What would an old-school Detroit team do with a guy like Steph Curry who's eating his mouth guard and is pointing to the sky when he's hitting free throws? Would that fly?
Well, remember, Adrian Dantley took forever to shoot a foul shot.
That's true.
And he would always pull his – so everybody has their little antics. But it would have been different because when I looked at the Isaiah Thomas' first 5 years and Steph's first 5 years, they were close, but not very close. Isaiah had a way better first 5 years. And Steph would have to play defense on Isaiah, and that would have been a problem. So remember, Isaiah Thomas is the blueprint for most of the players playing now. Now, I don't mean Isaiah Thomas that's in Boston, who Isaiah Thomas, who played with me, is mentoring Isaiah Thomas that plays in Boston. So a lot of these guys had their game around the people that they would be playing against. So you can be good, but you're never going to be better than the master.
When you were a young player, did Isaiah test you in practice? Did Lambeer, try to figure out if you were tough enough to play with them?
No, they knew I was tough, but they always tested you to make sure you were tough. Bill Lambeer, I probably didn't speak to at all, maybe a couple of times in the first 3 years. And then after we won the championship, he came to me and thanked me for putting up with him, and before he became inebriated the night we won the championship. He was like, I'm going to say this thank you now because you're never going to hear it again. But Bill Lambeer is probably one of my favorite teammates that I played with.
Do you think he made you a better player?
Yeah, no question. Made me a better player, taught me about politics, and it was Republican and Democrat. He explained it entirely different, taught me about money, saving of the money, why you invest in certain things. He was a really good vet. He's a really good guy.
Well, you're out there speaking on issues, John Salley. I mean, I saw you talking about you were in the High Times talking about marijuana and how you go back to when you started using it at the very end of your career, and how it's basically incarcerating people and it should absolutely be legal. Is that something that you are comfortable with as far as just putting yourself out there, not just obviously in the sports realm? I mean, you're doing talk shows, all of it. I mean, is it almost like more fun for you to not talk sports and talk something else?
I think so. I think sports is a distraction. I think it's cool to talk about, but if it was all he talked about, I wouldn't be that entertained. And I'm in the cannabis business. So I mean, my daughter owns it. She is the owner, and I'm a consultant. And then I'm involved with companies that buy other companies and help them get better structure. My product would be out. I go around the world and speak. I'm going to Austria in September to speak on the forms of cannabis and the benefits of CBDs. Yeah, I'm into it so deep, man, that along with my veganism, I believe everything comes from a plant for a human, and the more plants you eat, the better.
When did you become vegan?
I became a vegetarian in 1991, and I became a vegan in 2008.
How'd guys look at you?
Yeah, I'm the same weight. I'm the same weight and same body composition I was in 1989. I know it sounds crazy, but people are like, how'd you do that? I just don't eat dead stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're inspiring me right now. I think I got to make a change here.
Thank you.
It's also cool. We're talking today because you're doing work around Dad's Day. So
yeah,
and I guess you just told us that you got your daughter involved in business. What are you looking forward to this Dad's Day? What's your favorite thing about being a dad?
My favorite thing about being a dad is I can say I'm a dad. I'm helping perpetuate this human race, and I did so with some amazing daughters, and they really good listeners. And the best thing about them being good listeners is this is not like Christmas where you have to say something else. They know, and I know that they're the ones getting me the gifts, because they get the money from me to get me the gifts. So I set it up the smart way. I got 5 things I want to tell you about. First thing, I need a new entertainment center. I need a new television. I tell them all the time. I said, but this is what I want in my TV. I want 4K. I want wide dynamic range. I want wide color spectrum. I want immersive audio. They go, Daddy, we can't remember all that. So I make it simple for you and everybody out there. You want Ultra HD Premium logo. When you see that UHD logo, you know it's great because it was put together by the manufacturers and the people who make movies. Along with that, I know you're going to say, no one's listening or watching DVDs anymore. Yes, they are, because you get the Ultra HD Blu-ray player. Now, I have 5,000 or so HD discs because I was trying to be ahead of the game. So my HD discs are going to play on this machine, which is also great because you have 4K movies that they also make with it. 10,000 different shelves you can go all over. 10,000 DVDs on shelves you can go. And on top of that, it can stream. So the cool thing also is around my neck, you see I got this LG Tone Studio. So it has the speakers, it vibrates, immersive. It also has the plugs inside of it, and it has surround sound anywhere you want to go. The really cool part of it. And look, I took a picture of this right here. This is the new dad phone, the LG G6 smartphone. That's a dad phone. And the reason I say it's a dad phone is because you can binge watch all your different shows that you want to watch right there, thanks to Dolby Vision. And it has a wide angle lens on the front and on the back. See, I took this at my house yesterday, right there. I know it looks good, great backyard. I need to do a little yard work, but that's another thing we won't talk about. And last but not least, you got to look good, you got to feel good, but it's really important you smell good. Old Spice, the classic, the OG of all OGs, they have the new hydrating body wash called Hydro Wash, and it has a new scent that's my favorite scent called Steel Courage. So when you put it on, you smell like John Salley, which is impeccable. 3 qualifying products at selective retailers, and you're going to get a free pair of socks just on Father's Day. So you got to go to oldspicesocks.com. And I got to say this to you, Mark, you are smelcome.
What happened to it with just the thought that counts? What happened just an old school card, not even purchased at your Walgreens, just a little note on a sheet of paper. Hey, Dad, you're the greatest. Love you. What was wrong with just that?
Well, you can get an old school card, an old school Visa card, and go buy your father 5 of these things that I just told you.
That's fantastic. I was thinking, talking to the Spider-Man here real quick as we wrap up. Yeah. Adam West, the original Batman, passes away over the weekend. I'm wondering who's your favorite superhero, John Spider Salley?
My favorite superhero, so there's a way of going about that, okay? So my favorite superhero is Luke Cage. Just thought I'd let you know that. But you would if you said my favorite comic book superhero, I would say Silver Surfer and Luke Cage.
Wow. Okay, you've put thought into this. You're not playing around.
Yeah, I used to collect comic books. I'm ready for anything you throw at me, Marky.
You are ready, John. Last question. Are the Golden State Warriors, the super team, are they good for the NBA or are they bad for the NBA?
They are beautiful for the NBA. And everybody goes, yeah, but they got all these different stars. I go, yeah, you mean like the Lakers that had Kareem, Magic, Worthy, Byron Scott, A.C. Green, Billy Thompson. They had Michael Thompson. They had literally 5 number 1 picks on the Lakers. 5. That was the craziest thing. If you were number 1 pick, you were a Laker. And then you had the Celtics, and you had Dominique down in Atlanta, and you had Clyde Drexler and Buck Williams over in Portland. It's always been a lot of players. That's what the NBA stands for. You have to have the best of the best of the best, and I think it's great for the league.
They finish it off in 5?
They better finish it off in 5 because you don't want to go. We saw this last year. We saw what happened last year. You don't want to let LeBron think he can win. If he gets a breath of it, he breathes that air into the rest of them, and we're going to sit around and see if they don't win tonight, it's going to be just like Houston. Never doubt the heart of a champion.
You still got Michael at the top of the NBA mountain ahead of LeBron?
I have literally Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all minds. I'm sorry. He was the greatest player in the 90s. I think Michael Jordan is the example, the new example of what a great pro should be. But I think you can't really match them because they played in so many different eras. That's like saying Oscar Robertson didn't play well, even though he had a triple-double every game. We know how hard that is. You can't really quantify that. But LeBron is the best since 2010 to now.
Fair enough. John Spider Salley, you're the best. Appreciate the time, and happy Father's Day to you.
All right, vibrations, brother.